Hey guys, how's it going? DUJ2 here, and welcome back to Fortnite Save the World, and welcome to my guide on team perks, and also the mythic heroes that unlock them. Team perks here in our hero loadout, we can see are the attributes or bonuses that can be added to your commander setups, and there are lots of them. You may be wondering when you're playing why some people have ninjas that can do triple jumps, or you may be wondering why someone has a little round robot following them, zapping enemies all the time. Well, those are team perks, and they are almost all exclusively locked behind certain mythic heroes. Well, actually, I believe all mythic heroes have a team perk. Now, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go through, I'm going to talk about every single mythic hero that's currently in the game that has a team perk, and we're going to talk about every single team perk as well. Because there are, I believe there's only one right now, which is Blast from the Past, which is a team perk that is not locked behind a mythic hero, but actually locked behind the dino heroes. If you have to get 2 dino heroes to be able to unlock Blast from the Past, but we'll talk about that in a second. Now, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go through section by section. We're going to go first through soldiers, and then we're going to go through constructors, and we're going to go through ninjas, and finally Outlanders. I will leave links down below, timestamps, so you can just jump to each one that you want. And finally, this video is currently being done at the beginning of season 11, version 11, chapter 2, version 1, and whatever season 1, sorry, whatever you want to call it. And as we progress in the game, let's say it's season 12 or 13, whatever happens, once we get new mythic heroes, I will be updating this video accordingly. So let's jump into it, and let's start first with these soldiers. And the very first one we're going to take a look at, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to go into each one, and we're going to look at each individual mythic and what they unlock. Now, unfortunately, we're going to start with Wukong. But unfortunately, when you check these out, when you check out these heroes, they don't tell you what the team perk that you get is, as you guys can see. So what I'm going to do is, I just realized, oh, there he is. For a second, he wasn't there. It would be wonderful if right down here, it would say unlocks team perk and what it is. So let's start here. We're going to go one by one and talk about them all. The first one we're going to talk about is Wukong. Wukong is a soldier that you can, well, right now he's still in the events in the collection book, which you can unlock. Wukong is a soldier, but his team perk is called Soaring Mantis, and Soaring Mantis gains 2 extra Mantis leaps. These are for ninjas, and I believe you need 2 or 3 ninjas to unlock it. Let's go over into our hero loadout and check it out. It's going to be, actually, I'm not going to have it here because I'm not using a ninja, but it's going to be right there. Soaring Mantis. Mantis leap allows 2 additional jumps, requires 3 ninjas. Required ninja as a commander. All right, so there's the first one. Next one we're going to look at is Quick Draw Calamity. Quick Draw Calamity, again, another soldier. Her team perk is called Hot Swap. Eliminations increase damage for all weapon types for a time, stacks 1 time for each weapon type elimination. Now, this is actually very, very cool. The only problem is that it's a little difficult to pull off, and the reason why is I'll show you right now. Hot Swap requires 1 hero of each class, so it's a little difficult to pull this one off because you've got to have a constructor, a ninja, an outlander, and a soldier in your setup, and that can be a little difficult to pull off. But if you see here, weapon eliminations increase weapon damage by 13% for 15 seconds. Each weapon type can only apply 1 stack of this effect. That's pretty cool right there. The next one we have is Master Grenadier Ramirez. And let's go check her out. Master Grenadier Ramirez is actually one of the few items, well, there's several here. Well, there's going to be 1 in each class, which are from the original class, the original group. And I'm noticing here that I don't have a Master Grenadier Ramirez leveled up. Huh, that's interesting. Let's see if we have, do I even have a Master Grenadier Ramirez? I don't. I put her in my collection book. So let's go look in my collection book and find her there. So actually here you can see her. She is soldier, and she is obtainable through recruiting through training madness and legendary flux currently in the game, which is pretty good. Let's inspect her. There she is. That is Master Grenadier Ramirez, and her team perk is going to be Cool Customer. Cool Customer. Let's check out Cool Customer here. Cool Customer. Where's Cool Customer? There it is. Cool Customer. With Stay Frosty active, using an ability reduces cooldown of all abilities by 3 seconds and ends Stay Frosty. That's pretty cool. 5 heroes of rare or higher rarity are required. Wow. That one's, you know, I've never really used this one, but that's interesting. It reduces all cooldown, all abilities by 3 seconds. That's not bad. That's not bad, but it ends Stay Frosty too, huh? Next one we're going to look at is going to be Raven. And actually, let's do it this way. We're going to look at it here. So Raven is going to be right here. There's Raven. That's Raven right there. Raven has Preemptive Strike, and Preemptive Strike is one of my favorite ones to use. Let's take a look at it. Why? For each hero of epic or higher rarity with at least 4 stars, increase damage by 6.5% against full health enemies. So that first shot that you're going to blast off is going to have 6.5 per enemy. You got 5 enemies. That's 32.5% more damage. Very nice. And the last one in this group is going to be Carbide. Carbide. There's Carbide right there. As you guys can see, Carbide brings to us Underdog. Oh, I've also used Underdog a lot. For each hero of epic or higher rarity, increases healing received by 2.5 for each nearby enemy. That's pretty awesome too. And you know what? I really wish we knew what that nearby enemy area effects is, because I've always wondered about that. I've always wondered about that, because if you're surrounded by a lot of enemies, that's really good. That's really good. And it's for each epic hero. So right there, if you've got all 5 of them, you've got 12.5 coming back at you for each enemy. That can be pretty awesome. I think it's like the ones that are right next to you. Next, let's move on to the Constructors. Constructor time. All right, Constructors. Let's start with the OG Mr. Megabase Kyle right there. That's Megabase Kyle right there. And Megabase Kyle brings to us Supercharged Traps. And right now we're going to have to go down here because I don't have them here. Supercharged Traps. Supercharged Traps. For each Constructor, increases damage of traps affected by base by 8.5%. That is huge. So if you've got yourself a very wide range of effect on your base, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Next one we have is Steel Wool Sid. Steel Wool Sid. Sorry, there we go. Constructor, Steelwood Sid right there. That's Steelwood Sid. I love him. He's awesome. I really do enjoy using him. That kinetic overload can be really interesting. He has Boom Base. Boom Base. Let's go take a look at Boom Base here. Boom Base is Base Blast Steel Wool Music, increasing damage by 12% and critical rating by 15 for allies within 5 tiles. Requires 2 Steel Wool heroes, so you're going to have to get those from the Steel Wool ones. That one's really interesting. That one's really interesting there. Yeah, increasing damage by 12%. That's pretty good. That's a good one. Next, we're going to have Blakebeard the Blackhearted. Now, Blakebeard is going to be a tiny bit different than other ones because Blakebeard, and I don't remember. Yes, I do have him leveled up. Blakebeard, man, look at him. He is by far one of the coolest looking heroes ever. I love him. He's awesome. Blakebeard is going to be a little different because Blakebeard is going to have one of those that is going to make it a little bit complicated. But let's go here. Let's talk about it. So Blakebeard is Blakebeard Stash. Eliminations have a 5% chance to uncover one of Blakebeard stashes. Those little chests that pop up in the ground. Search them to find peg legs, coconuts, and cannonball grenades. It requires 3 pirates. Now, the peg legs, coconuts, and the cannonballs, again, those are all obtainable and they're very, very interesting. I personally don't really use this hero that much, but I know some people who love him and it's amazing, especially this perk. I really need to because I really do like using the pistol and swords, and some of those pirates can really help you out in that sense. All right, let's continue. Next one is going to be Black Knight Garridan. Now, Black Knight Garridan is very interesting because he is, and actually, if I remember correctly, I actually don't think that I have him. Do I have him? I know I got him. I know I bought him, but oh, there he is. I just never leveled him up. Black Knight Garrican was one of the heroes that came out during the same time as the Dino heroes, but he does not affect them. Now let me show you what I mean by this. If we go over to our armory in our collection book and we go over to our event people, we go down to the historic heroes. As you guys can see, we got Prehistoric Isa, Paleoluna, Rex Jonesy, and Fossil Southie. Now, if you get 2 of these heroes, like I said, you unlock the Blast from the Past, which is an amazing perk. I love it so much. But even though he is the mythic for this group, he actually unlocks a different team perk. And that team perk is Kinetic Overdrive. Now, I've been trying to figure out how to really use Kinetic Overdrive because it's got potential, but it's a little difficult. Kinetic Overload occurs on an additional time, requires 3 constructors with 3 or more stars. So as you guys can see, it doesn't unlock the Blast from the Past, even though it's in that group. So in this case, it's one of the few cases that's different like that. Next, we have our newest mythic hero, who is Dennis Jr. Let's go take a look at Dennis Jr. real quick. Here he is right there. That's Dennis Jr. Kind of looks like Dennis a little bit. And his one is Totally Rocking Out. Totally Rocking Out is a rocking that requires the rad heroes. Its Rocking Riff also increases crit rating by 160, decaying over 8 seconds, and heals 73.75 base health. Requires 2 totally rad heroes. So that's a really interesting one. I personally have been playing around with that one, but I still haven't gotten it 100%. Next, let's move on to the ninjas. Ninjas, we're going to start with Dire. And Dire is, you know what? I really hope that one day we're going to be able to change out our heroes, different skins and all, because as you guys can see, here's Dire right here. Dire is really awesome. I personally really enjoy him because he has such different changes, but I really hope we get to pick which progressive skin we get to use sometime in the future. There's Dire. He's really awesome. And Dire unlocks Hunter's Instinct, which actually I just recently started using this one. It's really fun, especially on those missions which are just at night. For each hero of epic or higher rarity with at least 4 stars, eliminations during evening or night grant a 0.24 damage and 0.08 melee life leech. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, it's not even 1%, but you can take it up to 40 stacks. So that does do pretty good, and again, these bonuses last until night ends. So once you do the 40 eliminations, you're going to be able to have the max on that, which is still not a tremendous amount, but it's actually not bad. It's actually not bad at all. Next, we're going to go look at Lynx Cassandra. Lynx Cassandra is right, I think, yes, I do have a level up. There's Lynx Cassandra again. Ooh, no, I don't want to level set her. Another hero which looks amazing, and I really do hope that one day they give us the capacity to change which of the progressive skins we want to use. And Lynx Cassandra unlocks Bioenergy Source, another perk that I really do enjoy using a lot. Bioenergy Source, for each hero with 3 or more stars, recover shield to 0.25 of energy lost. Not bad at all. Next, we're going to go into Cloak Star. Cloak Star, the next ninja, is right. There's Bladestorm Enforcer. Where's my Cloak Star? Did I already pass him? There's no Cloak Shadow. Where's Cloak Star? I think I leveled him up, didn't I? Huh, maybe I haven't. Let's go find that Cloak Star, because I believe I have more than one, if I'm not mistaken. I only have one. I thought I had more than one. I really thought I had another one. There's Cloak Star right there. Those spikes, which you think would probably get in the way. Cloak Star gives us Round Trip. And Round Trip is all about them throwing stars. So we're going to have to go down here. Round Trip. Throwing stars return to you, dealing their damage again on the way back. Requires 2 ninjas of legendary or higher rarity, not epic. This is a legendary one. Now this one's really interesting because it does give you the boomerang effect on your stars. Personally, for me, it's not one of my favorite because I'm not very good. I am not very good at all when it comes to throwing ninja stars. Next, we've got Bladestorm Enforcer, who has Endless Shadow. Endless Shadow is one of my favorite ones to use with heroes, with ninja setups. because you get an endless shadow that's going to give you a considerable amount of damage. It was actually one of my favorite setups before I started using my Paleo Luna setup and Blast from the Past. It was my favorite for each ninja with 3 or more stars, increases shadow stance duration by 4 seconds. You do that times 5 with all the heroes. You've got a 20-second ad. I think it's a 5 or 4 seconds to begin with, and you've got over a 25-second shadow stance, which is absolutely amazing. It really adds up. It does really good, especially once you start using like the Master Ninja, because then you've got the extra damage during that. It really is awesome. And last but not least, we've got Sword Master Ken. There he is. I call him Master Ninja for a reason. Sword Master Ken, he was my favorite. He was my favorite until Pele Luna came to dethrone him in damage as a ninja, but he's still pretty awesome. And he has 1-2 punch. Oh, so he is really, really good if I want to use my favorite setup for what's it called? One of my favorite setups. Well, my favorite setup actually used to be my favorite setup with. Actually, did I still use it? No, I don't anymore because now I use Blast from the Past. But originally, my farming setup, I used to have 1-2 punch because your next heavy attack after using an ability costs 20% less energy. Guess what? And that's for each hero with 2 or more stars. So you fill up all 5. Your next heavy attack after using a ability is going to cost 0 energy, which actually this can be pretty good if you have something like an Outlander and you can do a phase forward or I guess a phase shift. You phase and then you use a heavy attack. It can really add up really well. All right, let's finish it off with the Outlanders. And the Outlanders, if I'm not mistaken, they're the ones. They're evened out right now. They're actually evened out. So finally, the Outlanders. The first one is going to be Sub-Zero Zenith. There's Sub-Zero Zenith right there. And Sub-Zero Zenith has Shake It Off. There it is. Shake It Off decreases duration of an elemental status effect by 50%. Requires 2 heroes with 4 or more stars. That can actually be pretty effective once you get in a situation where you're going to have a lot of that happening to you. Especially that slowdown. It's wonderful to have half the duration of slowdown. Next is Ragnarok. Ragnarok with, I believe it's slow your roll. Yes, it is. Let's take a look. There's Ragnarok right there. He's awesome. Another skin that I hope one day will be able to change the progressive state of. Ragnarok with slow your roll right there. Freeze. Melee attackers for 2 seconds. Miss monsters are slowed by 43%. So this one, as long as you have it equipped and you are being hit by a husk, they freeze. They completely freeze in their tracks, which is really great if you're just trying to get away. I really do enjoy this one a lot. Not last but not least, we still have a couple go. Next is going to be Field Agent Rio. Field Agent Rio is going to be I don't have one. Wow, I don't have her leveled up. Interesting. Okay, there's Field Agent Rio. And Field Agent Rio has Phase Blaster, another one which I really enjoy using, especially with with any setup actually. It's pretty fun. Every 5 seconds, your next shot will fire a Phase Pulse, which deals 47% base energy damage. 2 Outlanders are required of epic or higher rarity. The only thing I don't like about this one is I really wish that this 47 base energy damage was a little higher. It would be wonderful actually if it was more in the range of 2 to 250, just because it's okay, but I feel like it's not one that really does great. You know what? It should actually multiply or increase depending on what weapon you use. Like if you use a pistol, because it works for every single weapon. But you know what? Yeah, depending how many Outlanders you use and using a pistol, it should hit a lot harder. At least that's what I feel. Next is going to be Phase Scout Jess. Phase Scout Jess is the last of the, I don't want to call them free, but the base mythic heroes. So the 4 base mythic heroes, which are going to be the Swordmaster Ninja. It's going to be Grenadier. Is it Master Grenadier? Yeah, Master Grenadier Ramirez, Base Kyle, and is it Base Kyle? Man, I forget their names now. Master Grenadier Ramirez, Mega Base Kyle, Swordmaster Ken, and Face Scout Jess right here. So these are actually, you can get them from the collection book in the base one, or you can get them from pretty much any llama, which is pretty good. She is going to get you Shifting Gears. Let's take a look at Shifting Gears real quick. It's going to be all the way down here. For each Outlander of epic or higher rarity, phase shift has 1 additional charge, and range is decreased by 0.2 tiles. That stinks. That stinks. I mean, if you have all of them there, that's going to... wow, by 1 whole tile? Wow. I mean, that's not bad if you have... well... I mean, if you have all 5 Outlanders, it's going to give you 5 extra charges. But, well, I mean, it makes up for it. Only 1 tile less. You can still travel really far with that one. That's not bad, actually. I haven't used her. I haven't used that one in a while. I'm going to have to use it again. And lastly, we have from the sci-fi group, we have Miss Azalea Clark. She's so cool. I love her so much. And Azalea Clark has that Zap one. That's the one of the little... what's it called? That's the one with the little ball. He's like a little guy who follows you. And Zap has your back, dealing 105 base energy damage to a random enemy every 6 seconds. Requires 2 Space Explorer heroes. And that's it for the ones we have right now. I'm going to just really quickly, we're going to talk about, again, from Blast from the Past, because like I said, it's one of my favorite ones. Blast from the Past removes all shield and decreases max health by 200%. You got to use it if you want to use those special setups. I use Blast from the Past in my farming setup, in my Pillar Luna Ninja setup, and also if I do want to feel, you know, a little extra when I get that extra damage in the range setup, especially when I use Rex Jonesy, then I definitely use it as well because it bumps up by 200% that damage that I'm going to get over the total health. But anyway, I'm going to leave it over there. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope this video helps you out. If you enjoy this video, guys, if you enjoy what I do on my channel, please, 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 please do me a huge favor and have yourself a wonderful day. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.